Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
As the weather heats up, so is the Tigers' record here at home. They were 11-4 in the month of May. The Tigers' homestand continues here tonight, hopefully with some more victories. It is a gorgeous night for baseball here in the Motor City. Even better news, Miguel Cabrera is back. It is Game 1 featuring the Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pep alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for Game 1 in the series. And what can you say about this team at home, Gibby? They've surprised some people, really doing good work here at Comerica.
Well, they have. First of all, congratulations. You've had a good May yourself.
I have.
You got a
Thank
marriage. You got a graduation. But the Tigers have been great in May. 11-4 at home. Playing the team tonight, Toronto only had 9 wins in May. Why do people play so much better at home? But obviously, you're comfortable. You get to stay in your own house. Runners in scoring position. Tigers have done a way better job of that here at Comerica. The pen has also protected the lead when they've had it after 7. This team is built for Comerica Park. They're not a team that's going to hit it out of the ballpark. Very aggressive, very athletic. It should work well against the Blue Jays tonight.
All right, they got Blaine Hardy on the mound tonight, do the Tigers. Now, Blaine is really taking advantage of a great opportunity here, but I also think he has surprised some people.
He really has. I mean, here's a guy who had, 175 games in a bullpen only, never started a game in the Tigers organization. His 4th start tonight. You're not going to see a lot of heat, 90-mile-an-hour fastballs even, but the changeup is great. He locates it on both sides of the plate. You see it's mostly arm side. Now he goes to the glove side right there. And he had really good success. And the sliders for outs. The changeup's 27-33 for strikes. Last game, no hits. The slider's coming as well. Only a couple hits off that. So he's really just kept the teams off balance. Now the Blue Jays have scouted him, obviously. And they're going to be sitting on that, but that's a pretty good pitch. He's got great deception. Just look what he did with the pitches in the last game. His first 6 games, 35 fly balls, only 9 in his last game, 9 ground balls in his first 6 starts, 9 in his last start. So the ground ball rate is really going up. That's good news. The Tigers have been playing good defense, and we'll see how it works out tonight. Should be a good game.
All right, Game 1 against the Jays, just minutes away after a short break. We'll go to the Call Sam Studios and check in with Sean Keating. Look who's back. Back again. Miggy's back. Back in the Tigers lineup. Jays, Tigers, Game 1. Coming up next.
big plays, because if you're going to come back, why not accompany karma? Last year versus Toronto, Miguel Cabrera hit .357 for 20 with a couple of bombs along the way. Game time coming up. John Keating back in the Call Sam studio. In 26 games, Miguel Cabrera has batted a lusty .323, and of course he slides right back into that 3-hole, and tonight he will bat behind Nick Castellanos, who's moved up to second, and behind Jeimer Candelario, who will bat leadoff for the Tigers for the first time all season. That is something to watch as the Tigers and Blue Jays get set to get going. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you tonight by Kroger. Visit Kroger.com for great deals, digital coupons, and more. By Comerica Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. And by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Tonight, Blaine Hardy is on the hill for the Tigers, and he's presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Fourth start with the Tigers this year. First win as a starter in his last outing and on Sunday. He's faced the Blue Jays 9 times, .360 ERA, and we talked in the open about the changeup and its effectiveness. Slider is coming. Fastballs doesn't walk anybody. He's going to try and get the ball on the ground like he did last game. Let his fielders pick it up, take care of it.
And so Hardy ready to go to work. The Tigers fresh off taking 3 out of 4 against the Angels of Los Angeles. So that was a good series. And now the homestand continues with a struggling Blue Jays team coming in. The first pitch is outside to Teoscar Hernandez.
That was a good series against the Angels. 4 game set too. Those are tough to get long, and really held the Angels to minimal damage and took advantage of their opportunities, did the Tigers. Blue Jays have been scuffling a little bit in Boston, so maybe we're catching them at a good time.
Tigers come in 4 games under the 500 mark. They are charging toward the 500 area, so hopefully they can get there before this homestand is done. Ron Gardenhire, 14th season as a skipper, first for the Tigers. Hardy throws a strike, 3-1. Blaine coming off a really good outing. Sunday beat the White Sox, his first career win. Swing and a miss, and now 3-2.
Little 3-1 slider. See where Hernandez was definitely going for the downs there. Blaine Hardy will feast off of aggressiveness like that, especially when he's behind in the count.
Hernandez takes strike 3 on the inside corner, got him looking. Here is the rest of the lineup for the Blue Jays, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. You saw Teoscar Hernandez. It'll be Solarte and Smoke to follow. Morales, the DH, and then Pilar, who's had a good year. Russell Martin catching. Travis Grichuk and Diaz round out the lineup for the Jays.
Well, that pitch right there, remember he threw the 2 changeups, came back, then painted an 87-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside part of the plate. Right here against Solarte, he goes fastball away. So you know that the opponent's going to be preparing here for a lot of off speed, but you still can establish that fastball, even though it's not a 95-mile-an-hour. But if you place it right when they're looking for a different pitch, it works well.
John Gibbons saw his team get off to a pretty good start this year in April, but the month of May was not kind. They were 9-19 in May. Now Solarte looks at a ball outside, 2-1. Yangervis Solarte with 11 home runs. He's knocked in 33, having a good year. Although he's been slumping of late, and he looks at a ball high, so Blaine now has gone to 3-1. Blue Jays in that rugged East that features Boston and New York, and even surprising Tampa Bay. They played well. Jays come in 4th in their division. There's a high pop-up third base side. Candelario coming over, and he can't quite get there. 3-2 on Solarte.
Very tough play. That ball is out over the Tigers dugout. You know it's coming back, but you can't get over that railing too far. You hope your teammates are up there holding you in, but that's a long drop there. The old dugouts used to be a little higher. Good effort.
3-2. And Solarte is down on strikes, 2 gone.
Oakland University brings you the Tigers starting defense. Pretty much the same out in the outfield. Jones, Martin, and Castellanos. Infield, Candyman at third. Iglesias is short. Ronnie Rodriguez gets another start at second base for the Tigers. Miggy's back at first. James McCann behind the dish. Blaine Hardy. Again, nice change up there on 3-2 count. Gets Solarte.
Smoke pops it up. Middle of the infield, it's going to be Rodriguez. And a 1-2-3 inning for Blaine Hardy. Miguel Cabrera back in the lineup, hitting third. Park, and the Tigers starting lineup tonight presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Some changes. Candelario batting leadoff for the first time this year. Nick batting second, and Miguel hitting third.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Victor Martinez, the DH. Then McCann and Jones. Martin Iglesias and Ronnie Rodriguez wrap it up for the Tigers. MGM Grand Detroit presents Jaime Garcia.
Jaime Garcia, 1 start since coming off of the disabled list. That was an earned run on 5 hits over 7 innings. Opponents don't hit his curveballs and sliders at all. Batting .068. Not a lot of strikeouts, pitches to contact. Trying to get weak ground balls. Tigers will have to stay back and be patient.
Okay. Candelario looks at ball 1.
Try not to be jumpy out there and just roll over on the ground. Think middle, maybe think the oppo. Like this candy move here with the lineup available. Very patient hitter.
Candelario is the first Tiger third baseman to lead off a game since Donnie Kelly, baby. Back in 2010 at Cleveland. Although Don Kelly was a guy that played everywhere, not necessarily a third baseman. Look who's here, Gibby.
Decoy. That's not the real deal.
That is the Rally Goose. Well, the Jays are in town from Canada, obviously. So there's the Canada Goose there. It's a strike call. 3-1.
I wasn't here for that. I saw it on TV. That was a traumatic experience for Mr. Goose.
Yeah, but the story ended well, and that's the good news. Rip foul.
Well, they say they took it up to MSU. Somebody took it up to MSU and let it go in a goose-friendly environment. But obviously disoriented about the baseball park.
Probably not going to be hanging out in Comerica anytime soon.
You know, he may come back. You never know. Likes the grass.
Chopper to third base. High hop for Solarte. Candy's out of there, 1 gone. Well, here it was in East Lansing, Michigan earlier today. The Rally Goose was let go into its proper environs. Is that you, or is that really the goose?
It's the goose.
I
You
couldn't
hear?
tell. Yeah, it's so authentic.
Yeah, I was at the golf course the other day and they were chasing me.
I thought you were clucking there for a minute.
You hearing things? Well, that must have been a good wedding.
Oh, it was, believe me. Here's Castellanos.
He's still hearing things.
For the last 4 or 5 days. Nicholas in the 2-hole again. He has really thrived there. Of course, he has thrived anywhere in the Tigers lineup this year.
Especially against lefties, huh?
Yeah, he's mashing lefties.
426 against lefties, 332 this season. 5 big flies. So confident all the way through.
Wave and a miss, 1-1. When you compare this Nicholas Castellanos to the one at the beginning of last year before he really took off at the end of the year, what is the biggest difference, do you think?
First of all, I think he was uncomfortable at third base, and that took away. He put a lot of extra work in that. I think he likes right field better, but he's just a year more down the road, and he's studied what's going to help him and what isn't going to help him. And we've had interviews that he's spoken about how he doesn't get too excited. He just knows he can hit, and he doesn't let things bother him that are not going to be productive for his future ABs. We've seen it. You know, it's easier said than done, huh?
It really is. But I think you touched on one thing that's so important, just that extra year of experience that sometimes we kind of overlook that. You want to look for reasons.
Yeah, he knows he's got good swing.
He'll loop one towards short, out of the reach of Diaz into left. So Nick is aboard. He keeps swinging it. 1-out single, and here comes Miggy. So the big guy's back in the lineup, and that is good to see. Cabrera hitting third tonight. Went on the disabled list May 4th, so he lost just about the entire month of May, yet 21 RBIs this year.
Nice double right here. Victor can come in and clean him up. That's the way I designed it today.
The double was scored Castellanos, though.
Ground rule double.
Okay. Here's a strike called on Miguel.
We had one of those when you were not with us, and that rule, you know, the ground rule double one, when the guy's obviously going to make it and he's got to hold up at third. Don't like it.
Think that rule is ever going to be changed?
Probably not. Anything with contact could be.
Now Garcia with the 0-1. And Miggy looks at a ball outside, 1-1.
Miggy's been out a while, and he's really no different than anybody else. He's really tried to make sure that he was ready to come back. Lots of work in between the time he went on the disabled list and today. And any way you look at it, he's taken a lot of BP. Still, you got to feel a little bit weird up there. It's just a pitcher, no cage. That's what I found when you get on there and there's no cage over your head like you take in batting practice all the time. It's just you realize it's you and the pitcher. He's right on top of you.
Well, John Hicks filled in so admirably for Cabrera in his time on the DL, and Hicks, he was really good. So he'll go back as the backup catcher.
Hicks was good, and he really improved at first base. Thought he really made great progress there. And it's doing the Tigers good that Hicks got a chance to play and Miggy got a chance to rest.
It'll dive low, 2-2. So I would assume there is a big difference between timing in a batting cage and during BP and timing in game speed.
Yeah, well, Garcia, very deceptive, tricky, changes speeds a lot. So you have to get up to speed on what pitchers try to do to you. Got to keep that lower half real slow. It looks like Miggy's thinking going the other way to me.
Lower away now, 3-2 on Cabrera.
It's a nasty pitch and a good take. Manny Gonzalez, home plate umpire. He has a big strike zone. However, that's the first two strikes. Generally, the third strike is it's tightened up a little bit. As you saw right there, didn't get the call.
You start Castellanos here?
I would.
Here he goes. Ground ball short. They still might get a double play out of this, and they will. It'll go 6-4-3 despite Castellanos on the run. For the weekend, a 3-game series versus Toronto. There's a Blue Jays fan who's getting into it. A couple of them, actually. Or are they Lions fans? Probably Jays fans.
It looks more Jayish to me.
Jayish?
Yes.
Here's Kendrys Morales, and he'll take ball one. Morales, Pilar, and Russell Martin in the second, facing Blaine Hardy, who picked up 2 strikeouts in the first. Jays right now have to be dragging a little bit. They're wrapping up a 9-game, 10-day trip, and we mentioned the month of May was not kind to them. They were 9-19. Strike on the outer edge.
Well, they're hoping that June, you know, you have endpoints. It's just the way you kind of process it in your mind. Everybody's sold it that way, and hopefully they can get off the May statistic. But the reality of it was just yesterday, right? They had an off day.
Right.
Had a tough series in Boston. Hopefully the Tigers greet them in a similar May fashion.
High ball 3. Josh Donaldson was testing his calf out in the outfield before the game today. He is not in the lineup, so they are without Donaldson again.
Did he go on the DL?
I don't know if he did. Yeah, he actually went on the DL. So there is ball 4 now to Morales.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch in the first inning. It's the first hitter, Hernandez, for Toronto. Look at all fastballs, 3-4. They're sending up a look for the changeup all the way. Then he gets 3-2 right on the inside corner. Gets the call from Manny Gonzalez.
Kevin Pilar, the hitter.
Unfortunately walked Morales on that pitch to lead off the second.
Jays have their first base runner. Pilar batting .271. He leads their team in hits. Pilar has 56 hits this year. And not only that, plays a dynamite center field for Toronto. 2-1. Pilar is also struggling, though. He is 4 for his last 21 for the Blue Jays. We'll see if Hardy can take advantage of that.
203 against lefties.
Popped him up. Straight up. Hardy is calling for it, but Miggy says, I'll take it. And Cabrera hauls it in.
That way, may get back with it. Let's take a look at Manny Gonzalez. Umpire report: third fewest Ks per 9 among umps. Left-handed batters who calls fewer strikes on the corners. Righties just the opposite. Now, you know, why would you think that? I don't have an answer for you. These are just by the numbers and data. Veteran umpire, very good umpire, and very consistent umpire.
I assume when you played, you guys had a pretty good idea of what that night's umpire, or the way he liked to call a game. I don't know if there was as much information available. You can tell me that, but you guys had a pretty good idea, didn't you?
Yeah, it changed. You know, they didn't have video, so it was different. It did change a bit, but you always hoped you could have a relationship where you could ask. You might say, "Is that as far as you're going to go today?" You know, you could have communication, and they would respond to you. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, Andy Fletcher at first, and Las Diaz, veteran umpires all around. Good crew.
Russell Martin, the batter here with 1 out. Martin is hitting just a .165. He's got 6 career homers against the Tigers, though. That'll dive in for a strike. 1-2.
Does not hit the breaking ball well. Pretty good story behind Russell Martin. We'll talk about him a little later in the game. He's been at different organizations and been very successful. Those organizations. There's something about him, a character guy.
And a strike called on the outer edge. Got him looking, and 3 Hardy strikeouts.
Well, we talked about it. Righties, he has a little bigger zone. Low, maybe border. Russell was hoping to get it, but that's just Blaine's deal right here. Just a little off the corner. Right there in the perfect quadrant. He gets the call.
We'll bring up Devin Travis now with 2 outs. Former Tiger farhand Devin Travis. There's a ball inside 1-0.
He struggled this year. Not under 200 from the left side and the right side.
Travis, in his first year a couple of years ago with the Blue Jays, had a really good season. He'll lineman to left field on a couple of hops. And that'll be the first hit of the ball game now for the Jays. 2 on, 2 out. Randall Grichuk.
See Blaine really trying to keep the ball down. Maybe didn't get this one quite as far inside as he wanted it. Travis first and second. 2 down.
Grichuk is off the disabled list today. Was on the DL with a knee sprain. And he has had a dreadful start to the year. Grichuk batting 106. 7 hits and 66 at bats so far this year for Grichuk. Chopper to third base, fair ball, deep behind the bag. Candelario, his throw is not in time. Nice pick there by Miggy, but Grichuk beat it out.
I guess he called him off the bag. I thought that it might have beat him. Miggy had to have a little footwork for the pick. I think was he out?
Whoa, that looked like he was out. Well, yeah, we're going to look at it. Tiger challenging here.
I don't know if he thought Miggy pulled his foot off the bag. It's kind of an in-between hop. You know, normally a first baseman would like to have the short hop where he can get his glove real close to where the ball hits the ground. That was kind of in between. The long hop's the next easiest to handle. It'd be short hop, long hop, and then the in-between hop. Sometimes you got to the Olay. Here we go, real slow. See Miggy studying that there. You would hope that he's out.
Yeah, he's out. It's a quick one right here. Out at first base.
Nice pick, Mig. Good play. The Candyman.
No runs, a hit, a walk, and 2 men left. Tomorrow night's starting pitcher is Matthew Boyd. His father Kurt served in the Navy for 6 years. He joined the service out of high school. His grandfather John was a Naval Academy grad as well, so there were deep ties to the military for tomorrow night's starting pitcher Matthew Boyd. He's also a distant relative of Bob Feller, and we know of Bob's service to our country. There's a strike called on V. Martin.
You remember Bob Feller when you were a kid when he was pitching?
I really didn't. I mean, he was probably really at the tail end of his career when I was very young, so I never really saw him pitch, even on television. But boy, they say he could really bring it.
Yeah. Out of that era where they kind of high fastballs for the velo and kind of mean, you know.
Yeah.
Intimidating.
Here's the 1-1. Soft line drive to center. It's going to drop. Little looping single for Victor. Who had Victor Martinez in pick and stick?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
You're laughing right now.
Oh, well, I got chastised by the crew, all of them. It was
no
7-on-1.
No, we didn't chastise.
Well, you questioned I went reverse lock with Victor with the leadoff liner, soft liner, we'll call it.
That'll bring up McCann. Tigers have their second hit.
Like to see him go big fly with bases loaded, though.
Mac batting .259. He has hit his first grand slam. That was a couple of days ago in that Angels series.
That was cool.
It's on Memorial Day, actually.
You have the bases loaded, and boom, you know, you get the big hit at the big time. The Tigers have done more of that at home than they have on the road. Mr. McCann. It feels that wasn't his first granny, was it?
I believe I'd have to double check. I believe it may have been. That'll miss low.
I know they're not easy. You see all those runners out there in the bases, and you're thinking, just try and get them in. And when you swing, it turns into all of them in.
That was his third grand slam.
I went many ABs before I got one.
Who did you hit it off? Your first one, you remember?
No, I don't.
How many did you hit? Do you know that?
One or two.
One or two.
Had trouble controlling the excitement.
Yeah, I'll bet.
In those situations.
Two and one on McCann here. And it's low 3-1.
Well, you can see what Garcia is trying to do. Is just trying to get McCann to go fishing. Look for that double play ball. James looks like he's looking up in the zone because he hasn't even wiggled at those at all. Hasn't even sniffed it. Looks like he's looking something that's up in the zone that he can hammer in the gap. We'll watch V-Mart run.
Ground ball left side, base hit. That'll find a hold, and the Tigers now have 2 on, nobody out. 3 hits already versus Garcia. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the Tiger Box to a participating Arby's location. Do it tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. Here's Jacoby Jones.
Garcia is going to try and do the same thing with Jacoby. Get him out front, excited, try to get a ball on the ground. Going to try and turn 2.
Garcia, good ground ball pitcher, already has 1 double play. That was off the bat of Cabrera on a sharply hit ball. That'll dive low, 1 ball and no strikes. Jaime Garcia, 31 years of age, a native of Reynosa, Mexico. Was on the disabled list and returned from the DL in his last start and threw really good baseball. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 punchouts. Popped up down the right field line, slicing, long run for Grichuk, can't get there. .6'2", 213 for the 31-year-old out of Reynosa.
He likes to work outside the strike zone to get his missed swings. His miss rate in the zone is only 7%. That's the lowest of any American League pitcher. Ground balls usually in the 50%, not this season. Normal average in MLB is around 44%. 40% this year. Put away pitch is the slider.
Jones slicing one in the air to center field. Pilar is on the run, still going. Can't get it. It's going to go to the wall. This will score 2 runs. Victor is in. McCann is in. And Jacoby has a 2-run triple.
Ball really took off. Hit it to right center field. There's the pitch he wants up. He got it. And Pilar, who makes great catches, just could not catch up. His ball just kept going out into that deep alley. Victor scores easily. McCann scores easily. Jacoby, I know at some point was thinking inside the Parker. He was right behind Victor, flying. And I'm sorry, James McCann. He scored 2. And on third, nobody out still. Chance to tag on a few more.
I thought he was going to catch McCann on the bases. He was flying. Riley Goose loves it. You can't really tell by its look on his face, but believe me, it loves it. Very stoic, the Riley Goose.
Just watching the game. No honking yet.
Here's Martin. Ball 1 to Leones.
His honker's probably a little hurt today, isn't it?
It's still on the mend.
Yeah.
Oh, they're moving it. Oh, don't move the goose. You just had a 2-run triple. Why move it? Strike called, and 1-1 now on Martin. Leones has hit leadoff every single game this year with the exception of tonight. He has been bumped down to 7 against the lefty, and that's something Gardy said before the game. Against left-handed pitching, you may see more of Jamer at the top. Right back up the middle, but they had him positioned nicely. Still going to score the run. RBI for Martin as Jones comes in. And it's a 3-0 ball game. By the way, stay tuned at Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll be selecting the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's.
Well, Tigers lead off single, then a follow with the single and a triple, and then they ham and egg him in. Nice ground ball up the middle. Jacoby scores. What this team has to do, take advantage of the opportunities, and it has recently.
Here is Iglesias. Iggy had a much better month of May than he did in the month of April. He turned it on, and because of that, his average now is up to 253. One ball, one strike.
Little injury from the other day and a kind of a tricky slide at home. But he got 1 day off and in the lineup again today, so obviously not too serious. Played well, as you said, in the month of May. Let's take a look, trying to score from second base, and just tries an old layout hook slide, but he was kind of funky. You could see got the plate. Trying to avoid contact there. That's a good slide, but it got him out of the game, and he's ready to go.
And he's got another extra base hit. That'll bang off the sidewall and left, and Iglesias will cruise into second with a double. So the Tigers have 2 extra base hits in this inning.
I thought he shut it down. I didn't know if he might have heard it again, be pulled out of the box pretty quick. I said, man, he looks like he's running good. And he got halfway to second. He knew he was going to make it. Just shut it down. He's gotten really good at his turns right here. He just kind of shuts it down there. Hopefully it didn't tighten up.
So now Garcia has allowed 4 hits alone in this inning.
It'll leave it up to Ronnie Rodriguez. Stay hot, make a statement.
Tigers post yet another double. That's 48 straight games with a 2-bagger.
I believe Rodriguez 2 for 3 since he's been up here with the Tigers against lefties.
Sliced foul. Well, he's got that awkward stance at the beginning of his setup where he holds that bat straight up. Remember, Craig Counsell used to hold it this way?
The counselor, yep.
The counselor. Two hits in his debut, also a sparkling play at third base. Runner breaks to third. Martin's throw not in time. Iglesias steals third base. I guess his hip is okay.
At times it was a 158 pitcher to home on the first pitch. I was thinking the same thing. I think he's doing it. You see, he didn't get as good a shot as he wanted to, but when you get the catcher to rush like that, they don't throw it accurately. He's in there safely.
That is the 8th stolen base of the year for Iglesias. He's going to need a new belt, it appears.
It's 8 out of what, 11, 12?
8 out of 11. Now the Jays will be bringing the infield in. Prime scoring opportunity now, prime RBI opportunity for Rodriguez.
That's the first time I saw Ronnie Rodriguez. He was with in AAA last year, I believe, in Columbus. But he took that helmet off. Did you notice anything? That's some sweet hair. I'd do that.
Is, yeah, it's very colorful.
It is.
Two-tone. Rodriguez, a guy that spent 7 years in the minors with Cleveland, never got a chance to crack the big league lineup.
Well, he's played well since he's come up here, and I know that the team is the atmosphere would make you feel welcome quickly.
Wave and a miss, and Ronnie down on strikes. 2 away. First punch out of the ball game for Garcia. Already action in the bullpen. They're not waiting around too long today. Barnes is now watching the activity.
Yeah, he's about a hit away.
Jaime Garcia, we mentioned the 7 strong that he threw in his last start. He needed just 73 pitches to go 7 innings.
38 so far. 1 2/3.
There's Candelario. Jamer bounced out his first time up. He was 0 for 1. Ball high, and the count levels now. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Big inning for the Tigers. Another one. This is why they call it the rally goose. 6 inning, 5 runs and 2 hits yesterday. 5 runs in the first inning and 5 hits. Batted around in those innings. Showed the goose today, and here we go, and we got another one.
Candelario goes to left with a 2-out knock, and the Tigers lead 4-0. Jamer with another RBI. Gotta love those 2-out hits, man.
I do.
And that's going to be it. Garcia, well, let's see. Nope, this is not Gibbons. This is Pete Walker coming out. So Garcia given a blow right now by Pete Walker, their pitching coach.
You know, in fairness, see how it goes sometimes. V-Mart get a ground ball base hit. McCann ground ball base hit. Jones hit one good. Lenny was a ground ball. Biggie's with a line drive, a strikeout, and another ground ball. So, I mean, hang with them from the Tiger side, but it could, you'd like to think if you're getting ground balls, you're doing pretty good, but it's not worked out. The Tigers are hot right now.
Saw the Bernstein advantage there. The numbers on Nick in the 2-hole last 10 games. He has been really going off. 4-0 Tigers have the lead. Castellanos singled, but it was erased on a double play in the first.
Don't know how much sense it makes. Nick hitting 426. Actually, that was coming into the game, so over that against lefties. I think you maybe want to bring the righty in, but they're sticking with him. Hopefully the Tigers will make them pay. And Nick Castellanos raking this pitch.
Oh, 0-2 now on Nick. Average up to 335 now for the Tigers right fielder. And Blaine Hardy is the recipient of this 4th spot here in the second. And a bouncing ball, base hit right field. An 0-2 single for Castellanos, who just served it the other way.
That's going to be it.
Now here comes John Gibbons, and Jaime Garcia will not survive the second tonight. He says, get me someone else. So Garcia, one start after his best start of the year, is knocked out early. Jays go to the bullpen. We'll be back.
Last just an inning and 2/3 for John Gibbons, and this is kind of status quo for what has taken place with the Toronto Blue Jays this year. Started out really strong, 12-5, averaging 6 runs per game, but they didn't win back-to-back games in the entire month of May. Talking with Kevin Pillar and other members of the Blue Jays and their clubhouse before the game today, they feel like it was just a thing here, a thing there, little tweak here, a tweak there, but also because of some of the problems they've had with health. I pressed them a little bit more, and they said, look, you're right. We're not hitting the ball well, we're not pitching the ball well, and we're not fielding the ball well. Gibby, I can't help but wonder if it's starting to get a little bit of psychological as much as anything else with this team right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's what happens. You try and write all these things that are going wrong off, but if they persist, it becomes mental. You lose your confidence, and then all of a sudden, balls start to find holes, and then somebody booms one, and you find yourself down 4-0 here in the second with Miguel up.
Cabrera is the 9th man to bat in this inning. The new right-hander is Danny Barnes in the Wallside Windows pitching change.
Yeah, 22 games. He has 6 holds this year. Features a 4-seam fastball 92, changeup around 80, throws that 24% of the time, and a slider. Lots of fastballs though, right over 65%.
Ball 2 to Cabrera, who knocked into a 6-4-3 double play in his first at bat.
Miggy got a smile on his face. He's been calling that a strike, and Miguel finds himself in a 2-1 advantage.
One and 2/3 for Jaime Garcia as he departs. And Cabrera looks at a ball low, 3-1.
Miggy still gets respect. On the 2-1, he gets the slider. Probably Barnes is one of his weaker pitches. Didn't bite at all. I think Miggy's very good at looking in an area. He's looking for something up, and they can drive.
Ball 4. That'll load the bases. Your Chevrolet's most dependable players want to look at what the Tigers have done with Miguel Cabrera in the lineup and without Miguel.
Of course, you'd rather have him in. We do. We want him to stay healthy. But in Miguel's absence, John Hicks got a chance to play a lot, and I think it was really good for John and the team. And Ron Gardenhire is really that lineup that you guys had yesterday. It was more of a spring training lineup, but you got to do it. You got to keep everybody fresh playing and everybody fresh from getting some time off. Here, everybody, let's go VMAR.
Well, Victor can really rack up some points for you right here. They're loaded up, and there's a ball hit right to second. It'll be Travis to throw him out. That'll end the inning, but a big inning for the Tigers. They knock Jaime Garcia out of the game. They score 4 runs. They do it on 6 hits. And the Rally Goose is alive and well. 4-0 Tigers. Blue Jays, as we go to the top of the 3rd, leading 4-0. 71 degrees tonight here at game time. A little bit of humidity, but much more comfortable than it's been the last couple of days here, and I'm sure Craig Monroe appreciates that. He's down on the field right now. Simo feeling a lot better?
Yes, sir. It's a nice night for baseball as far as I'm concerned, guys.
How about that second inning? The Tigers had some pretty good at-bats, really up and down through the lineup.
They really did, Mario. Gib, one of the things I like about this team here is, guys, they really stay inside the baseball. They use a big part of the field, and I truly believe that's why they have some really good numbers against the left-handed pitcher. I asked Jacoby Jones on his way out to outfield right when he just left, going back to the outfield, and I asked him, what pitch did you hit? He goes, I don't know. See, when you're locked in, you don't necessarily need to know what pitch. You just see ball and hit ball, and that's exactly what these boys are doing right now.
KISS principle, right?
That's right.
Keep it simple, stupid. That was an old Dave Bergman saying before he passed. But it's easier said than done. This game makes you think, overthink at times.
They also told me, guys, that they're going to have to be patient. You know, Jaime throws, Garcia throws very slow. They feel like it's taking some time to get to the batter's box. So it's important for them to stay patient and stay on the baseball and drive it up the middle the opposite way.
Here's a drive to left field. And he'll chase Jones back. Jacoby runs it down. One gone.
Let's take a look at Jacoby's hit right here. You're talking about going right central. I think he got to get the ball up against Garcia, and he did. He got a ball, didn't get it in on him. This ball really took off, and we were talking, Simo, earlier in the piece we did about getting that backspin. Talk to me about that a little bit, how you do it.
Well, you got to get on top of the baseball. A lot of guys are talking lunch angle, and more power to them, Gibby, but you really, for me, you want to create some backspin where you can backspin that ball where it takes off like kind of when you hit a golf ball. It starts out low and then it just continues to travel.
And we were talking about hitters in general, and you're talking about you get above the ball and come down through it and you create that backspin. We're talking about J.D. Martinez and his swing, and Nick does it as well, how they actually, in that inside pitch, they don't come around it like they used to. They don't. What's going on here?
Well, McCann got hit, so
give it a break.
Gonzalez trying to give him some time.
They don't stay inside it, but they drop that bat straight down and they hit that ball the opposite way. That's really one of the few mechanical changes I see every day, but not many people can do that.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of power hitters, guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark, your 30 home run guys. But I think your smaller guys that are table setters, still need to think, getting on top of the baseball and hitting it, trying to create that backspin.
Teoscar Hernandez, the batter here. What is the difference, Simo, between philosophies in terms of guys that use the launch angle as opposed to guys that try to generate the backspin? Technically, what is the difference?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really sure what the difference is. I feel like when guys that have this launch angle, we're seeing a lot more swings and misses. Guys that try to stay short and compact and on top of the baseball seem to make more contact, and they're better two-strike hitters as well.
I think that certain phrases generate certain thoughts in people's minds and hitters' minds.
Slow roller towards second. Rodriguez bobbles and has no play.
Yeah, I think he would agree. He probably should have had that, but it took kind of a funky hop. Stayed down on him. See him try to get that ball over on the arm throwing side, and it didn't work out. But anyway, I mean, certain guys could say words to you, Simo, it might make you, he said, say inside the ball. That would, you would think what? I might think something different. Do you agree with that?
I definitely agree. And when you start thinking about, okay, guys, launch angle, get up underneath the ball, the first thing I think is the back shoulder has to drop.
There's a bouncer to short, should be two. Iglesias, Rodriguez, and a double play. Nothing comes of the one-out single. James McCann will get it started in the bottom of the third. Yankees this Monday. It's a split doubleheader right here at Comerica Park. Game 1 is at 1:10 p.m. Game 2 is 7:10 p.m. If you'd like tickets, go to Tigers.com. A separate game ticket is needed for each game. The big bad Yankees are coming to town. They got a little bit of power in their lineup.
Well, who do you like, Simo? The Yanks.
In the Yankees, I've talked to Marcus Tim, who's the hitting instructor. He's a former Tiger. He's my brother. And he told me that I should love all of them, but Gary Sanchez is the best hitter on the team.
Whoa, really?
Yes, that's what he told me.
Everybody thought you were going to say the Judge.
Yeah.
Well, all rise. The Judge, I like that. But no, I'm a big fan of Gary Sanchez as far as a hitting standpoint.
How about Herman?
Stanton? Herman.
Yeah, we always
Call him Herman.
I didn't name him Herman. I just carried it on. The players named him that as he's so strong.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to McCann. 2-0 the count.
I know I was watching Stanton in the batter's box, given it's so different now with the stance, the way that front foot is so turned in towards the plate and the back foot is behind. It's almost like he cuts himself off on that inner half, but I guess it's not because he's hitting the ball to all fields.
Driven to center field on a line. Pilar will run it down. Good contact by McCann. One gone.
How about back to the Yankees, Didi Gregorius? You like his way he plays?
No, I love the way he plays. And what a great job by Didi, too, taking over for Derek Jeter at the shortstop position. I mean, an ambassador, really, in New York.
Yeah, we had him when he was young. We got him in a trade. And he was just getting going. You know, you could see that he had talent. You know, it's always, is he going to do it? But to stay there after Mr. Jeter, that's a compliment to yourself, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, he's hitting for average. He's hitting for power. And he plays an outstanding shortstop. And he's fun to watch. There's no question about that.
So if you want to see the Yanks, it'll be a great test for the Tigers. They're a very good team, playing well. Well, they got a Monday doubleheader, day night. Mario?
Yes, sir. 1:10 and 7:10.
Mario and Rod will be here for both of them. And hopefully the Tigers continue to play well in this ballpark before they hit for the road on Tuesday in Boston. Beantown.
The Yankees also, we talk about these big boppers they have in their lineup. They've got some good young players on Duhar and Gleyber Torres.
Oh, they do.
2-1 on Jacoby. On the outer edge, Jones didn't agree with that. 2-2. Barnes had to come on and take over in the second when the Tigers knocked out Jaime Garcia. And they lead 4-0. Slice to right field. Run down there by Grichuk, and there are 2 outs.
Boy, they had him played well there, but Jacoby doesn't hit a ton of balls over there. Good AB. Well, that's one of those, to me, Simo, you don't pay attention to the result, hit or not. I think that's good approach, got a good pitch, protection a little bit. I'd chalk that up as a good AB.
No, there's no question about that. And I was just watching Lord McClendon go over and talk to young Jacoby Jones and tell him, listen, that's a great at-bat there.
That's what they work on right there.
Exactly what they work on.
Simo, Gibby and I talked about this a lot. How do you filter that in your mind? You know that you've made good contact and you've done everything right at the plate. You don't get rewarded, but you have to go back to the bench thinking that was a good at-bat.
You know what, Mario, that's a good question. But this is a result-oriented game, and it's so difficult to try to take the positive out of an at-bat when you don't get the result. But that's why this game is so mental.
Agreed. And I think those that have played it will tell you that might be the toughest part of this game. That'll miss outside to Martin. 2-1 on Leones.
I mean, especially being a game of failure, you're going to fail. But for me, Jacoby Jones right there, he succeeded. And in his mind, he has to believe that. And that continues that confidence when he goes in the batter's box.
Well, when you look at the stat sheet, you see the average, see the RBIs, the home runs, the on-base percentage. You don't see good at bat because they hit the ball hard. And that's the toughest part of kind of filtering that through your mind. Barnes ready with the 2-2. Popped up. left side of the infield. Solarte's under it, and that'll take care of the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Game 2018 induction ceremony. It's Friday, September 28th. Join us. We celebrate Todd, TJ Duckett, BJ Armstrong, many more. Robert Porcher as well. If you'd like tickets or if you'd like information, MichiganSportsHallOfFame.org. Blaine Hardy goes back to work, and the Tigers are enjoying a 4-0 advantage. We're in the 4th inning as Justin Smoke leads it off. Sends a ground ball deep in the hole. It's short. Tough play. Iglesias, long throw. Got him. A one-hopper to first base to get Smoke.
Boy. Tell you, Iglesias really has an accurate arm, too. He's got a lot of pop in there. Thought he might try and set up and throw this across the diamond, but look at it. He gets it, takes a step, and throws across his body. That is so hard to do. And a nice long hop. They practice this in infield practice early in the day. They'll bounce a couple over there. Nice long hop for Miggy. You say, yeah.
Gibby, how about the transfer from the glove to the hand and how quickly he gets rid of that ball?
Yeah, that's why we were in the outfield, Simo.
Exactly.
Iglesias, I think, has come a long way under Gardy. What do you think, Simo?
I think so, too.
That is a routine play there for Iggy, and there are 2 gone.
Just really has taken his time to get to know Iggy and how he plays, and he's got a way of saying the right thing to most of his players, it seems to me.
Well, Iggy's a guy that has a little flair when he plays a game, and it can and will at times rub people the wrong way, but that's how he's comfortable.
Boy, Iglesias, another great play. He'll bounce at the first in time for the out. Pilar is gone. It's the Iglesias show here in the 4th. Let's get Iggy with it. Great play.
call of the game. Boy, I tell you, Blaine Hardy's throwing a beauty, but how about Jose Iglesias and the plays that he made in the last inning? 6 ground ball outs by Hardy. Iglesias take care of 3 of them. We're talking about bouncing the ball. Look at this, a double bounce. He gets the routine one. Look at this. He turns around. Look at this. Is by design. Just bounce it, and you've got to feel good about that. That'll make you smile. Blaine Hardy is smiling, and the Tigers as well.
Guys, I was being a fan for a little bit here because I got the great view of being in the camera well, and my reaction was, wow, how did he even make that play?
Well, you probably had a better shot, Simo, where you're standing, of how quick that happened.
Oh, it happened so quick, and he's got like cat-like reflexes, and his ability to be able to be that acrobatic at shortstop is just truly amazing to me.
To predict where that ball is going to bounce, snag it, and then throw it across the diamond like that. And like I said, those throws, one's normal across the diamond, one's a 1-hop, a nice long one. And then that last one, he 2-hopped it because he knew he needed to get rid of it because Pilar was much more speed. Made it very easy for Miggy to pick.
Iglesias throws one to third base. It'll flatten out for Solarte, who throws him out. And there's one gone in the bottom of the 4th. Menards brings you the big money encounter. And Jose Iglesias.
Tigers are much better. Look at the shortstop comparisons this season. Tigers over the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have used 7 different shortstops, and the Tigers have not certainly done that. They've got stableness there with Iglesias, and you just saw why it makes so a difference defensively, offensively as well. And the Tigers' numbers are probably skewed because Iglesias just starting to get heated up. Had kind of a slow April, running the bases as well. He's doing it all.
Ronnie Rodriguez looks at a ball high, 2-0. Tigers this year are 17-12 at home, and only Boston, Cleveland, and the Yankees have more home wins than the Tigers do. Waiting on a 2-0. 2-1 on Ronnie. Joe Biagini is taking over now. A wall-side windows pitching change.
7th game. You see he's got 20 innings. ERA is up there. Opponent's hitting .352. 93-mile-an-hour sinker. Throws a curveball. A little cutter, 4-seamer, and the change. Got a lot of pitches.
2 balls, 2 strikes. This has got to be, Gibby, in your days as a skipper, one of the nightmare scenarios where your starter gets bumped in the 1st or 2nd, and now all of a sudden you got to piece together with your bullpen.
Yeah, well, he's trying to keep the innings short, right? So he's doing the best he can to make it so the guys don't get worn out. You got to ask yourself, do you want to burn one guy? Good breaking ball there by Biagini. Ronnie goes down. You got to make a choice. Do I want to burn one guy? But then if you do that, this is a good 12-6 straight down. Those are hard to wait on. You got to ask yourself, do I burn one guy? But now you're married to him the whole game,
right?
Because if he gives up a lot of runs, you really can't pull him. So it looks like John Gibbons is going with the let's get everybody some work. Hopefully you can hold them and claw your way back. Tigers need to add on.
Candelario, the batter. Chambers singled in a run in the 2nd, part of the 4-run 2nd. Tigers have 4 runs, 7 hits. Jays, no runs, 2 hits. Driven toward right field. Grichuk coming over. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning, and when we come back, we'll tell Gibby's Russell Martin story. That's on the way. The fifth inning, and Russell Martin will lead things off. And Gibby, when you talk about guys that are instrumental to getting to the postseason, well, this guy might be up there.
He's like a Lonnie Smith. You look at him, the teams that he's been with, all have been very successful. Yankees in 11 and 12, Pirates in 13 and 14, and then the Blue Jays here in 15 and 16. All those teams went to the playoffs the years that he was there, and he's very versatile, utility. He's a catcher. He played shortstop this year. He stole as many as 21 bases way back when he first came into the league. He was a better hitter earlier, but you know, after you catch for so many games, it you know, it wears you down a little bit. But I just was looking at Russell. I mean, we didn't get along too good when we were the Dodgers versus the D-backs, but just always respected the way he's played the game. He'll do anything. He's a grinder. He's a baseball lifer. Just struck my eye that he's on your team. You got a good chance to win. However, the Blue Jays have struggled this year.
You know, another guy that comes to mind that was like that always seemed to be in the postseason was Johnny Gomes. He was there with 3 or 4 different teams as well.
He was another guy. Like I said, Lonnie Smith, I think he's way back, but I picked him because I came up with him against him way back in '79. But I think he was in like a 7 World Series or something, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Kenny Lofton was another one.
He's another one too. Yeah.
You got any, Simo?
Not right offhand, guys. You guys have those are 2 great guys, though. Johnny Gomes, I remember winning the World Series with the Boston Red Sox. He won it. He was on the team with the Kansas City Royals when they won.
Some guys just have it, you know. They add good leadership in the clubhouse. Some of them bring edge. Gomes would bring edge. He'd protect anybody, Simo. Russell Martin, I know that he'd block the plate for his teammates.
2-2 on Devin Travis.
And how about our very own 2 guys, Jack Morris?
Oh, Jack could do it.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, he went to here. 1 in Toronto, 1 in Minnesota. Jackson.
3-2 is lifted foul, back out of play.
Trying the pitch that Travis, Devin Travis, he's had an off year for the Blue Jays as well. He came out of the Arizona organization as well.
Tigers dealt away Devin Travis, got Anthony Gose in return, and Travis went on to have a really good rookie year, but the Jays have found that he's been a little bit injury prone the last couple of years. He's been on the DL 3 straight years now.
You know, a lot of injuries. Guys get bigger, faster, stronger. It's tougher on the body.
Here's ball 4, and now Travis on for the 2nd time. Numbers on Blaine Hardy. That's his 2nd walk.
You know, coming into this inning, I think I had 6 ground ball outs, 3 fly ball outs, had a couple of strikeouts. So trending more towards that last start right now.
But I like how he's working too, guys. He's using all of his pitches. He's changing speeds extremely well. He's going inside. He's going out. He's elevating some fastballs. And I think when you're not an overpowering guy, Gibby, Mario, here's what you have to be able to command all of your pitches, and you have to be able to hit all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. And it appears to me that Hardy has kind of found that niche being a starter.
Yeah.
Well, he has appeared 171 games in the major leagues. This is only his 4th as a starter, but he seemingly has taken very well to it.
Well, these are the guys that are tough to hit. Well, they were tough for me because I really like the guy that loves his fastball. But when these guys are changing speeds, they're soft and softer. Then left-handers have that natural fading down and away to the right-hander into the lefty. That slider, I pick it up out of his hand. But then when he gets to the hitting zone, it's bearing down in my back leg, my back foot, and I'm swinging over the top of it. So these guys can be tough on you.
That'll miss way outside 1-1. Matt Boyd, a great example of that. He's kind of changed his philosophy a little bit this year in the way he's gone about his business. And the numbers have been great.
Well, what the big step they have to make is what do they do when they get in trouble? That's when you have to not get nervous and make the pitch.
2-1 on Grichuk. Here's Chris Basio, the Tigers pitching coach in his first year, and he's done yeoman's work in getting to know this staff. He really took charge of the staff even before the season started. Pulled foul.
Simo, you running?
Oh,
there?
I'm ducking. I'm going to tell y'all right now that ball was coming in hot, so I'm ducking. There's no doubt I was ducking. I got down so I could protect myself.
Sorry, Mary, I interrupted you there just with a little reaction.
Little glove. I mean, if I had a glove down there, I might have just been able to glove that thing, Gib.
You're ducking.
I was ducking. I was ducking.
You ought to hear what he says to me when a ball comes back to the booth.
Oh,
he's
no.
on.
What is he?
Oh.
What does he say, Mario?
What are you diving for? Come on back up from under the counter.
Well, you know, when it's 4 booths over. But in fairness to Mario, I mean, he is calling the game.
Here's the ground ball to short. Iglesias flipping for one, and another double play. Another great play by Iggy. He just makes it look so easy.
Stop it.
How about this one? 6-4-3, little underhand flip. Iglesias style.
Those your passes there? Looks like the bats for a red party to me.
Yeah, that's my pass list right there. Here is Castellanos to lead things off. 4 runs on 7 Tigers hits, no runs, only 2 hits against Blaine Hardy. Nicholas rolls it foul 0-1.
It's good to see people come down and have a good time at the ballpark, and the crowds are starting to get bigger. Starting to believe in the Tigers, as you should.
Weather is getting warmer. The team is playing good baseball, if not exciting baseball.
They're definitely exciting to watch, fellas, for me. They play hard every single night.
Well, it's 72 now. You can't get much better than that.
The 0-1. 0-2 on Castellanos. You know, one of the things, when I looked at yesterday's game, that I really saw big differences in 4th game of the series against the Angels, and it seemed like the Tigers had just way more energy in that ball game yesterday, and that seemingly is how they played all year long.
They've got some youth. They've got some more athleticism on this team. They're not station to station anymore. And these guys truly play for each other, and they believe in each other. And I truly believe that it's important. I believe it's important to hang out and be around each other and have that good chemistry.
Well, it's been a saying that's been around baseball for a while, but Nick Castellanos put it best yesterday when he said, we are playing for the D in front of the jersey instead of the name in the back of the jersey.
Oh, that's beautiful. He's really turned into a legitimate leader of this team.
When you get people who are hungry, and we've got some guys that are getting initial opportunities, and the manager tells you how he'd like to see you play, and it fits your game, and he's not going to get on you for it, that's where you get your energy, Mario. And I think you and I were talking earlier, you were talking about
little pop-up flared to the right side, foul ground. Nice running play by Smoke.
You're talking about the fact that the Angels were on a long road trip. There are a lot of factors that happen. Maybe they've played a lot of games, they haven't had a rest, but overall the Tigers have had a ton of energy this year. I hope they can keep it up.
Let's bring in Matt Shepard. Shep.
Like Upton and Kinsler with the Angels yesterday. You've got guys in that lineup with Simmons and Pujols and Trout and Nico Goodrum and Victor Reyes and this whole Ronnie Rodriguez, this whole belief that it doesn't matter. We get paid too. We're playing for fun. And they look like they're playing like the moment isn't too big for them. And talking with them today in the clubhouse, they're just going about their business, having a blast playing baseball like you guys did in high school. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, to be fair, Shep, don't you think when you get on a little bit of a roll, it's easier to have energy, and that breeds energy. So when things are going poor, I would have to say the Tigers did keep their energy. That's where it really all started, don't you think?
Well, yeah, but there's energy givers and there's energy takers, I think, in life. And the Tigers got a bunch of young guys who are energy givers, and I think that permeates throughout the clubhouse.
Well, Shep, we think you are an energy giver.
Well, I've been called a lot worse than that, but I'll take it. Thank you, friend. Yeah, absolutely.
Back you're a blowtorch, my man. We appreciate it.
I'm glad you added the torch.
1-2 the count on Cabrera. Miggy in his return, a double play ball and a walk. Tigers got all 4 of their runs to the second. Garcia knocked out of the game in the second. Barnes came on, then Biagini in the fourth. Now the 1-2. Knocked the glove or mask, I should say, off the catcher Martin.
That'll wake you up. These are when you hear about the new masks that they try to design to protect the catchers. That's one of them that you need it right there.
I love it, Miggy. Miggy's always having fun. He's messing with Russell Martin, putting his hands up 5, trying to make sure that he's all right. You know, you got to make sure that he's all right.
Yeah.
Tough catching is tough, man.
Oh, you got to be tough. You get some foul tips, bad.
Remember Alex Avila always seemed to be getting hit. I'm like, I felt awful. I felt bad.
Yeah, you'd want a small head for that position.
Drilled to left field, base hit. Cabrera with a 1-out single.
So this is a good looking Miggy swing right here. Look at, he just got those hands. He just stays on it. He never pulls off. Eyes down on the ball. Just right there. Look at the finish.
That just makes a different sound too. Hits against the firm front side gimmick. That's just beautiful.
It sure is.
Here is Victor Martinez, a single and a ground out. They have him shifted to the right side of the infield. High fly ball center field. It's Pilar. 2 gone. It'll bring up James McCann. Mack hit a ball hard his last time up, lined it right at the center fielder Pilar. Singled and scored a run in the 4-run second. In fact, it was McCann's base hit that set up Jacoby Jones' triple. Tigers had 3 straight hits to start that inning. And eventually they got Garcia out of the game early. In there, a strike called right at the belt.
Simo, when you're down there in the thing down there, you see about the same guys hanging together all the time, or?
No, you do. I mean, that's a great point. You do. You see Francisco Liriano, Dixon Machado, and now the new Ronnie Rodriguez. These guys are hanging out. They're talking baseball. Also, Victor Reyes seems to be hanging out up here a lot. He's sitting down right now, but yeah, all the guys, they're sitting around, they're talking, they're laughing. Actually, matter of fact, they're having fun with the fans behind them, like giving balls underneath the screen. They're throwing balls over the screen. I mean, again, this team is loose, they're young, they're energetic, and they're just having fun, and they're enjoying playing the game.
Simo, how important was that big game for Reyes yesterday? Wasn't able to contribute a whole lot, but he did yesterday.
Oh, I thought it was huge, and I know that it put a lot on Gardy's mind because he has to get him in there. This kid he showed flashes.
McCann strikes out. That'll end the inning. Simo, we shall see you on postgame.
All right,
thanks,
I will
Simo.
see you guys on post.
Blaine Hardy today, we went over the changeup, the power of the changeup. Been very effective. Again, the sliders for outs. The slider's been better than it was in his last game. He gets the pop up here, and then he gets a couple of great defensive plays. This is a easy one right here, but he's got some great double play balls off the slider. That's knowing the power off your slider and your change. 25 sliders tonight. Change up 10 of them, so he's throwing more sliders. The fastball 28, the curveball 12. 65 total pitches as we go to the 6th inning.
And Blaine will face Aledmys Diaz. He will lead things off here. The Tiger lefty has been in command. He's been helped out by a few double play balls in this game as Diaz fouls it out of play. Diaz, then the top of the lineup, Teoscar Hernandez and Yangervis Solarte. Tigers got all 4 of their runs in the second. Swing and a miss out front. 1-2 on Aledmys Diaz, the former St. Louis Cardinal. Was an all-star in 2016 with the Cards.
Curveball there. Now you're getting into the 3rd time through the order. You got to switch it up a little bit. Blaine trying to throw the breaking ball there, and you hope that you can find it. You hold something in your back pocket the whole game, and then you got to break it out.
Hardy threw 85 pitches to get through 7 innings in his last start against the White Sox, so that's his high watermark. In terms of pitch count, he is at 70 right now. High, ball 3. And he walked him. Leadoff man on here in the 6th. Well, the Tigers take on these Blue Jays Saturday, June 2nd at 4:10 p.m. First 10,000 fans receive a free Bill Freehan 50th anniversary 1968 bobblehead. If you'd like tickets, call 866-66-TIGER. Go to tigers.com. Bill Freehan, man, what a player.
Oh, he was, wasn't he? He was one of my favorites. Big backstop back there. Caught Denny McClain, Mickey Lolich, Earl Wilson.
One of the more dominant players at his position in his era.
Was a Michigan baseball coach for a while.
Right. Leadoff walk to Diaz. The Jays have had a couple of opportunities, but not too many here. They've hit into 2 double plays. Strike called on Hernandez. Teoscar Hernandez was a prospect in the Houston system when the Astros traded him for current Tiger Francisco Liriano last year. Skied in the air to center. Martin throws. Now he's sprinting back and can't get it. It's off his glove. Rounding third and coming home is Diaz. He will score. And the Jays are on the board. Martin froze for a moment, then realized that ball's got some carry.
Yeah, I don't think he had it. He picked it up great off the bat. It's getting kind of a little bit twilighty right now. He saw it go up, but he didn't get a great read on it. Then he went way back, all the way to the wall. And Teoscar Hernandez has got pop. And you see it right. This is a towering high fly ball. 420 feet out there to center field. He's in the deepest part of the park. Almost pulled it off. That's a tough look right there. Just off his glove. Blaine Hardy's going to have to get some outs.
Well, there's one of them. Into shallow right field. Runner will tag. Castellanos makes the catch and holding. Throw way up the line.
No outs. You're going to probably hold most of the time.
One away.
Nick did a good job of making it look like he was getting behind it. And that see, he's getting behind. Now this is another thing that he's got to learn how to do. He gets behind it. And the Blue Jays were going to make it be deeper than that.
Well, especially when you've got your 3 and 4 hitters due up. Hernandez remains at third. 4-1 ball game. Justin Smoke is 0 for 2.
You'll notice the Tigers infield is back. Many times you'll see him in at the corners with a guy on third and less than 2 outs. Tigers have a 4-1 lead in the 6th, so they're going to be willing to give this run up to stay out of a big inning.
Smoke was robbed by Iglesias in his last at bat. 2-1.
Seems like Hardy's missing a little bit arm side high in this inning.
Fouled away. 2-2 on Smoke, who came in batting .333 versus left-handed pitching. Numbers are up to 80 now in the pitch count for Blaine. Ball 3 high. 3-2.
Yeah, you're getting closer to Blaine's max. I think he was around 83 pitches last time out, or 80-90.
3-2 is ball 4 high, and so that'll put Smoke aboard.
Yeah, again, pitches are high. It tells you he's not finishing. So you want to keep an eye on that if you're Gardy.
Here's Kendrys Morales. That is 4 walks now for Blaine. And Morales is a double play candidate. We'll get a mound visit. Tigers fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app and take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Action.
Is that Buck Farmer getting up?
It is.
Yeah, last game 85 pitches, 79 he's been to, 77. So at 82 right now, he's getting to the end. Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch. 88 is the high, low is 74 for Blaine Hardy.
So here is Kendrys Morales. Little ground ball here gets you out of the inning. And Morales bounced out in his last at bat. See if we can get him to hit it to Iglesias again. Here's ball 1. Leadoff walk, and then Teoscar Hernandez crippled in a run. High fly ball to center field again. Martinez on his horse. This time he'll get there. It'll score the run. Hernandez comes in. A deep sac fly for Kendrys Morales. It'll make it a 4-2 ball game.
Hey, you got Goodwood on that one, deep again. Martin got on his horse quick on this one though. Took care of it, made sure he made the catch, got the out, conceded the run. Sometimes you get in a hurry and you compound an out into a problem.
Kevin Pillar looks at a strike.
If you look at these pitches, earlier the balls were all down here, now they're up here. So just get a little tired, a little fatigued. He's grinding it out, trying to get that last out. Get out of here with a 4-2 lead. Leave it up to the Tigers to add on. Leave it up to the bullpen.
It'll bounce away from McCann. He can't locate it. Now he finally does. Smoke will stop at second. I don't know if Smoke could have gotten to third, but he wasn't even looking at that play once it got by McCann.
This is, I don't know if he got crossed up or whatever, but this is tough. This is just right into the dirt. Yeah, there's really nothing you can do. Can't get any closer. That was 54 feet on the bounce. James had no idea where it was. We used to have a little system where right behind you was 12 o'clock, so you could yell something at the catcher. 2-2. 12-12.
It'll pop up back at first. Cabrera. Oh. Nice running play. We made it look easy. Miggy with the over-the-shoulder grab. Welcome back to Cabrera. Nice defensive play. Saved a run. Law firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, for tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Nighttime settling in here in the Motor City. Tigers enjoying a 4-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's going to be Jacoby Jones. Jacoby sends a ground ball to short on the backhand there. Diaz, and he threw it high. Leadoff man on.
We made the comparisons among shortstops here. The Blue Jays don't get to play Jacoby on his horse, and not quite the arm that Iglesias has. Pull smoke off the base, and going to give him a hit in there. He's motoring right here. The right hand side, you're going to be a little slower than the lefty. I like he did not peek over one time. You'll see a lot of runners, Mario, peek over there and see where the fielder is. That only slows you down.
They gave him a base hit.
Excellent.
And so Jacoby now 2 out of 3. Here is Leonis Martin. Solarte is on the grass at third in case Martin is pondering a bunt.
Jacoby loves to steal.
Tigers have been much more aggressive on the base pass this year. Here goes the runner. Fouled away. Jones wasting little time.
Yeah, it looked like he had a great jump. Looked like he put his hands up over his head. Hoped it didn't get fouled off, but it did. A little harder for a left-handed batter to see a runner going from second, although you can. For right-handers, you can see it clearly. You hope that early in the count your teammate might take it.
Well, Biagini, he's thrown 25 pitches, 22 strikes. Now the 0-1 runner goes again. Swing and a miss. Martin's throw down to second. The tag is in time.
Oh, you're going to check that
one. Looked like he beat the throw. Did he beat the tag?
Yeah, I don't know, but his jump was not as good this time. But he wanted to go. Good pick by Russell Martin. You see how quick he cheated there? He was on, wasn't he?
Ooh, that was close. Let's see this angle.
Thought he was on the bag.
I think you're right.
Yep, they're going to do it. This is the fans. They love it, too. See how he peeked in there at that last second? I've told the story about knowing that you don't have to peek with no strikes. Once you're a hitter and you get a strike on you, you got to be able to swing the bat. It sure looked like he was in there. The Tigers, here the fans, they think he's safe. His foot does not come off. Jacoby's got a good slide.
He was in there.
Well, if you're the get his arm. No.
Well, see, I don't know. The more different angles you look at, the more it changes.
Did he get his arm? He did not. He's on there. That's clear. That's clear to me anyway. It's taking longer. You wonder what's going on.
Yeah, you don't like the ones that take longer.
Go ahead, have the guts. He's safe.
Tigers already have one steal. It appears they've got two, but we'll wait for the official word.
Look at it, it's on the bag right now, the foot. The tag has not been made. If we could go one more frame up even, it would really verify. I mean, doesn't appear to be. Here we go.
Oh, man. Crowd doesn't like it. That's why you just never can tell what the decision will be, but Jones is out.
He's not happy. Just didn't have quite, you know, when you're a base stealer, you go once and you go back to back like that. Sometimes you just kind of expect him to throw over there. You don't get quite as jump. It appeared he was safe, but not safe enough.
One and two on Martin. Another shot to Russell Martin. Biagini came on in the fourth, a 1-2-3 inning, gave up a hit, no damage in the fifth, and now here in the sixth. So he is chewing up a few innings for John Gibbons after Jaime Garcia was knocked out in the second. Here's the 1-2. Lifted toward left field. Ball hit well. It's going to find the gap. Up against the wall. Pilar gets it back in. It's going to be a 1-out double the other way for Martin.
Great hit, great table setting for Leonis Martin. Jose Iglesias has had one of his finer games. He's been doing it all, and Martin here with a 1-out single. Look at here, double in the first at bat for Iglesias, steals third. And how about defensively? He's been all over the field, all over the diamond. Strong throws from the hole. Take care of the routine. Double bounce over to first. Little flare there on the underhand flip. So let's add to the reel.
He has had a 9 already. 1 for 2 for Iglesias. Fly ball in the air toward left field, coming toward the corner. Teoscar Hernandez makes the catch, and the runner will hold.
Hernandez got a strong arm there. I think he just got in on him just a little bit. Good pitch. Almost hit it out of the park. Very confident though in this game tonight.
Ronnie Rodriguez has fanned a couple of times. It'll miss inside. 1-0.
Look at Biagini, the way he comes set. There's a lot of movement. It's almost like a double set to me. If you're a runner and you're trying to steal, I mean, Tyler Clippard up in the Jays bullpen. He's got, I think he throws more off-speed pitches than anybody in his first pitch in the league. He's got that set, and then he's got another little set. Tigers are known to be aggressive. This way you see a tension there. 2 down, you wouldn't think that they would worry as much, but the Tigers just instill that in the opponent.
Here's the 1-0. 2-0 on Rodriguez. We got the official word on that caught stealing. The officials could not definitively, or did not have a definitive view of Jones's foot tagging the bag before the tag, so they couldn't determine that he was safe.
How could we?
Definitively, well,
Homers.
That's probably a little bit part of it.
I agree.
You know, we want it, so we see it.
Get a lot of attention there. Iglesias, remember, Tigers come in with the reputation of aggressiveness. Iglesias has already stole one. They just caught Jacoby. And here's Leonis creating havoc. Hopefully he makes a mistake for Ronnie.
Three and 0. Colorful sky tonight. Temperatures cooling down a little bit today in the Motor City, and the temps comfortably in the 70s at game time.
I would not give the swing here on the 3-0. I would not give the go.
He'll take a strike on the outer edge. Just caught the corner.
I would say 3-0 count is the biggest plate you can have with any umpire.
In the air to shallow center field. Pilar coming on. Sliding catch for Pilar. He can get it done out there in center field. He did it again. John Keating very nearly had a point.
Come on, Ronnie.
Sorry about that, Keats.
Oh,
Mother
my.
of God.
Loser. Rally good streaks that have been extending tonight. Jamer Candelario has reached base safely in 26 straight now. The Tigers had their 40th consecutive game with at least one double. And the Tigers batting around 4 runs on 6 hits in the second inning to hold on to their lead.
Tigers batted around in the second inning, scored 4 runs. Martinez, McCann, Jacoby Jones, and then Iglesias after a double, and was plated on a ground ball shortstop. Good sweet sound of bats. Tigers great approach here tonight so far. Blue Jays have wiggled within 4-2 as we go to the 7th. That's we got a wall side windows pitching change. It will be Buck Farmer. Buck's getting a lot of work here. He's starting to settle in a little bit. 28th game.
Farmer delivers a strike 1-1 on Russell Martin, who is 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout for Martin, who actually this year has played some shortstop, believe it or not, for the Blue Jays. They've had 7 different shortstops. Little roller toward third base, and forget it, no chance. Infield hit for Martin.
Boy. Yeah, that'll put a smile on your face. This is a good pitch by Buck, and just swing and bunt. Really, both players, Candy and Buck Farmer, did the right thing. Don't try and pick that up and throw a double.
It'll bring up Devin Travis. Farmer replaces Hardy, who went 6, allowing 2 runs. Ball 1.
Got to get ahead in the count.
It appears former Tiger Curtis Granderson has moved on deck.
Tigers with no lefties in their pen, I don't believe, do they?
Nope. That's in there, a strike called.
Buck's got a good heavy sinker, good changeup. Going to keep it down in the zone, looking for that double play ball right now.
Here's a high chop left side of the infield. Candy goes to second, 1 relay. Not in time. Ooh, it was close. Travis beats it out.
He scoots down that line pretty good. It's tough. This ball's up in the lights a little bit. Take your time. Make sure you get the first out, and he did. And then you go for 2.
So Curtis Granderson gets a nice round of applause as he steps in. He'll bat for Randall Grichuk. 4 homers this year for Granderson. Strike 1.
Nice little ball down and away, 95 mile an hour. Keep it down in the zone. Down and away, trying to keep it in the park as well. Well, Curtis has obviously had a good career here. Been on with the Mets, now over with the Blue Jays. Played some center field the other night.
Grandy is in his 15th major league season now. Swing and a miss. He spent the first 6 years in a Tigers uniform. .272 career hitter with Detroit. There are the numbers for Granderson with the Tigers. 102 homers. Played a very good center field.
Yankees too, right?
Yankees, correct. Mets, Dodgers. Fly ball in the air toward left center. Martin is going to get there.
Tagging.
And the throw will send the runner back to first.
Some arm strength there by Leonis.
2 gone. Tigers take on these Jays on Sunday at 1:10 p.m. Sunday Kids Day and Play Ball Weekend. All kids 14 and under receive a free Play Ball pitch grip baseball. If you'd like tickets, go to Tigers.com. Here is the number 9 hitter, Aledmys Diaz. Fly ball right field. Castellanos on his horse, still going, can't get it. Over his head, up against the wall.
Didn't that hit the
wall? A run
wall?
will score, and into second base will go Diaz with a double.
That hit the railing, I believe.
I think they're going to send the runner back. I believe it's going to be a ground rule double.
That rule works good for you. Nick almost had it. Just can't see it right there. I thought it moved up and hit the railing. Yeah, it definitely hit the railing.
Yeah, it's a ground rule double. So send the runner back to third. That's a break. Diaz has a 2-bagger. So the tying runs in scoring position now for Teoscar Hernandez. He has a single and a triple in this game.
Well, that's where he's got to get the out. You know that Greeny's in the 9th ahead. Joe's probably in the 8th. So you got to get through 7.
Swing and a miss.
Good slider there.
Johnny Barbado warming up.
Carty's not going to use Joe for any extended inning, if at all, looks like.
One ball, one strike. That ball hit by Diaz again carried quite a bit tonight. Ball's going out there in center and right center.
Yeah, I didn't think he had that type of pop that way.
Now the ball that Teoscar Hernandez hit was hit to dead center field for the triple. It just kept going.
Keep it down.
1-2.
95. Looked like Hernandez sitting something off speed. Got surprised by Buck's 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Pause, making friends. Fly ball, shallow right field. Castellanos, that'll end the threat. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left in scoring position. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Comerica Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by Tim Hortons. Purchase coffee at Tim Hortons on June 6th and send a deserving child to camp. Great night here in downtown Detroit. Comerica Park, the scene. The Tigers and the Jays in game 1. Wallside Windows pitching change.
Tyler Clippard, 29th game. He's got 6 holds. He throws more off-speed pitches first pitch than anybody in the league. This might be all of MLB. It's like 40%, I think, somewhere around in there. He's got a great changeup. He's also got a little zoom behind there, and you see that Curtis Granderson has stayed in the outfield and right field.
Tigers trying to build on their 4-2 lead. They scored 4 in the second, but nothing since. They've got the hitters to do it here in the 7th inning. Top of the order, Candelario, Castellanos, and Cabrera. Chopper to the right side. Travis will glove it. One away.
There's that off speed right there. Very deceptive. This guy is in his 13th year. He's got 52 wins out of the bullpen there. You can see, look at no spin at all. You see it tumbling. Candy can't get the barrel on it. But leave it up to Nick.
Kind of a bullpen by committee now, or closer by committee, I should say, for the Blue Jays, with Osuna, their closer, out. They've had Tepera closing games. There's a drive in a deep left, way back to the track, to the wall, gone.
Jumped him.
Number 6 for Castellanos.
He's talking about the off-speed pitches. He tries to sneak a fastball by Nick, and he's waiting. 91 mile an hour. He got the head on it. He didn't pull that many, but he had an inkling that he was going to try and trick him with the fastball. Nick did not miss.
359 feet on that long ball, and the Tigers get a big run now, 5-2.
That is big. Every run you can get when you get down here allows you to play the odds a little more. You know, you got a 3-run lead instead of a 2-run. You get one guy on, the Tide runs to the plate. The 3-run, that they have to get 2 hits or a hit and a walk to get in that position. Dude, these guys are good. Anybody could hit it out of the park. Look at Nick sharing some information. I believe that was some baseball information. That wasn't about their new podcast, was it?
No, probably not. I'm sure they're talking about that after the game.
Is that supposed to air tomorrow, do you know?
I'm not sure when it will air, but that's Nick and Shane Green with a podcast.
So what is it, 619?
619. Here's the 1-2. Up and in to Miguel. Tigers had one more in the home run by Castellanos. Flared out of play.
Well, let's see what StatCast had to say about Castellanos' home run. He jumped it right away. 100.5 miles per hour off the exit velocity, 36 degrees, 359 feet. So we've seen him all the way up to what, at 116 or so with the lower trajectory. But, try and figure it out. 100 miles an hour at 35 and you got a shot.
Fly ball right field, straight at Granderson. 2 away. Feel free to join us again tomorrow afternoon. Game 2 in this series of the Blue Jays Tigers. All of your game coverage begins with Tigers Live at 3 right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Good pitching matchup. Matt Boyd going for the Tigers, isn't he?
Matt Boyd will be on the hill for the Tigers.
Throwing the ball very well, and we're voting for Tiger of the Month. He was in consideration. He should be.
Jay Happ will toe the slab for the Blue Jays.
7-2 on the year.
V-Mart, swing and a miss. There was a time where Tyler Clippard was one of the better closers over in the National League. Saved 32 games with the Nationals in 2012. Two-time All-Star.
Got the shift on, yeah.
And a ball low to Vimart, 1-1.
Remember the first time we saw Tyler Clippert, we were in Washington with the Diamondbacks in 2010 or 11, and Miguel Montero, he's got a little bit of a Spanish accent, right? He says, "Who's this?" Says Tyler Clippert. He said, "Who?" He said, "Tyler Clippert." So always happy to see Clippert, and he's a good one to go against.
Clippert has had save seasons of 32, 19, and 17. He's also been with the A's and the Mets and Arizona, as you said. Now the 2-1.
Victor, go ahead.
I was going to say he's also been with the White Sox and Houston, so he's been well traveled.
This is his 13th year. Started a few games along the way early in his career.
8 different major league ball clubs.
Started with the Yankees.
Swing and a miss, and Vimart is out.
Why are you doing that?
Castellanos with a home run. Boom. Giving the Tigers a 5-2 lead, and you're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
We're out here near that bullpen. This is what we're dealing with right now, okay? Grown people dancing, all the single ladies, whatever the case may be. They're having a blast. And the Tigers bullpen actually has had a blast as of late. I know it's not the 98 Yankees. I know it's not the 2014 Royals or the 90 Reds, but they've been pretty darn good. Johnny Barbado right now making his 4th appearance. Usually this is the spot, Gibby and Mario, you see Joe Jimenez. Well, Lewis Coleman, Joe Jimenez, Shane Green. Since May 12th, when Coleman was called up, fellas, a combined 1.95 ERA. Teams hitting just $190 against him, and they average a strikeout per inning. If Barbado can continue to do that, things are going to continue to swing upwards for the Tigers because that bullpen's been really, really important for them, guys.
Well, we will find out what happens here in the 8th inning. It's going to be Yangervis Solarte.
So you might wonder, why is Joe not pitching tonight? And I'm going to tell you, because he's pitched 4 out of the last 5. And they did have a day off yesterday, but I guess Gardy's he's going to smart long view, and he's going to give him 2 in a row. And he's got a 3-run lead, so he's thinking he's going to go the other direction today. Greeny's he's 3 of 5. So Joe's 4 of 5, Greeny's 3 of 5. I'm sure Greeny would close it down need be.
1-2 the count on Solarte. Barbado picked up off the waiver wire from the Pirates. He was originally drafted by San Diego in 2011. Walks were a bit of a problem last year for Barbados with the Pirates. About 6 walks per 9, which is way too high. Swing and a miss. He got Solarte to go fishing.
Well, Solarte had a chance there, but Johnny decides I'm going to stay. He's going to be aggressive. Look at, here's all the pitches coming out. Starts away, goes down and in, and there he goes. He goes fishing. It's a split. That happens quick when you're at the plate. You think, well, you should be able to see that, but it's too late. So you have such, it's a blink of an eye, and you hope you don't blink what's coming, you know.
There is a ball outside to Smoke. Shifting on Justin Smoke.
Smoke a better hitter against left-handers. Not as good here. Versus the righty, only 202 this year coming into the game.
One and 2 on Smoke. Huge year last year for Smoke. .38 home runs last season. A little bit outside, 2 and 2. More action in their bullpen. John Axford warming up.
From Milwaukee, that guy used to be the closer of the Brewers. Is that him?
Yes.
Same guy?
Same guy.
He used to have a big old beard, didn't he?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, now that I recall, he did.
Cleanly shaven. It's like some people say, I used to have hair. How about you?
Yeah, back in the 80s, man. Down to the shoulders.
Clean. Stayed with the stash. Why don't you go stash? Like
No.
Flu Man stash, huh?
No. 3 and 2.
Do you just say no automatic when I ask you things like that?
Dude, it really doesn't matter what you ask me. It's always going to be
Because you
no.
have a stash. I'm just asking you to do something. How do you dye it?
I'd consider that.
Blonde.
For some cash. Lots of
Over cash. Blonde would look good.
3-2 is outside, ball 4.
Oof.
How about we update Ram Pick the Stick, shall we?
How about we don't?
Do y'all really want to? Do you really want to? Simo wins the day. That's it.
Oh,
Mario, you
Simo.
still has the lead. I get it. But it's good to gloat about your day. You know?
Strong from Victor.
This could be a post-game show where I'm not talking to the other guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
That'd be a first.
Somebody help Keating, please. Oh, Keats, I know you're all over me down there.
Do it, Nicholas Castellanos. Do it today, baby. Do it.
Well, now, Simo, now you had the #1 pick. It's not like you picked him out of
Wait
a
a minute.
tree or something.
Oh, no. In my defense, guys,
Yeah.
if you did the
Right.
numbers.
He was no good for you.
He was no good for me. 7. I've picked Nick a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And I've only got 7 points. Gibby, I think you only had 10.
So now I'm
Mario,
in
here's
last.
the person that had 45
Yeah.
or
So-
42.
You had a 2 home run day out of him, didn't you? What's
I
your
did.
highest score? 15?
Yeah, around 15, 16, something like that. But the bad luck of Simo did not rub off on Castellanos tonight. We're happy to report.
to Nick's great delight.
So in 2 days, it'll be on me again.
I got some fist pumps from him today down at the camera well. He told me to always pick him because I told him he's my pick to stick.
He tells
So-
everybody
Well, I
that.
said, Nick, I can't pick you every day because I don't always have the first pick.
This is every Tiger in the clubhouse when it's my turn to pick.
No! You and me both, Keats.
It's like on cut day in spring training. They all run from Keating like they run from the manager. Fouled back out of play, 1 and 2.
Keats, you're going to do it when it counts. Me too. We'll get him.
What's that?
Tick tock, yeah, right.
We got plenty of time. Mario was this far out front last year at the same, weren't you?
I don't know what you thought.
What happened?
Who won last year?
No,
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, you can tell
Papa Bear won. Keaton and Mickey, you guys won.
Here's the 1-2. Outside 2-2 on Morales.
Simo, you're nice and cool on that set today, aren't you?
Oh, I really am, guys. This is my kind of weather right here.
Well, it's going to be cool. We're going to need to get this last double play right here is what we need.
We got fireworks coming up.
Well, let's get the win first.
Ground ball and under the glove of Rodriguez into right field. They'll put 2 men on now for the Blue Jays in a 5-2 game.
Well, the bullpen's still quiet. Rodriguez right here. You want to get one out. It looks like he tried to. Ball came up, hit the lip. Oh, it stayed down on him. Tigers got the tying run to the plate. That Nicholas Castellanos home run looms big.
Second mound visit as signaled by Gonzalez, the home plate umpire. So the tying run will come to the plate. It's Kevin Pillar here. Pillar is 0 for 3, 2 pop-ups and a ground ball. Had a rip, 0-1.
Oh, they got Smoke and Morales on base. Nobody that can run fast on the bases. So if you're the pitcher, you got plenty of time. You don't have to hold him at second. Smoke's not going to steal the base on you. Take your time. Good mechanics. Make good pitches.
Yeah, that is one advantage here. Not a whole lot of speed on the bases. Fly ball in the air toward left, not deep. Jacoby comes in. 2 outs. Pillar is 0 for 4. Streaks were made to be broken to make history and win $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today in the App Store or on MLB.com/BTS.
A lot of kids out tonight.
4 o'clock start tomorrow, so bring the family on out to the ballpark. And then a day game on Sunday as well. Double header with the Yanks in town Monday. Don't forget. Bender drops in. Strike called on Russell Martin. 5 homers this year for Martin. He is 1 for 3 on the night. Jays stranded 2 in the 7th. They have 2 more on here in the 8th. Oh, and 2.
You got 2 strikes, 2 men on base. Got to think about what you're doing in the outfield. He likes to play shallow. You may want to just deepen up just a little bit. You want to make sure that that tying run, who is Russell Martin, does not get to third.
Barbato thought he would try and get Martin to chase there, but no dice.
Yeah, they're going to stay pretty much away. They're going to try and keep the ball in the ballpark. A little bit opposite on the center field side from Martin. Straight away over there and left by Jacoby. Martin does not hit breaking balls well at all, especially good ones.
Did he offer? No, did not. Fletcher, the first base umpire, steady held up.
Got to get this guy right here. That would leave you the bottom 3 of the order for the ninth. Don't want to turn it over if you don't have to. Fastball down and away. You may be looking at it.
Ooh, up at his helmet instead. Martin goes down. Now it's 3-2, and with 2 outs, they'll start the runners.
I think I met that guy before. That's great. Dizzy.
Here's the 3-2. Runners on the move, and he hit him. He's going to load the bases.
Wow.
Didn't see that coming, and here comes Gardy. He had him 0-2, didn't he?
Yes. See Russell Martin, that's the kind of player. He's just not going to bail. It might be a break ball, even though the one previous went up there around his face. Did he make the call yet? Or is he going out to have a talk?
Yeah, he made the call. Sil Barbato will depart. We'll be back. With 2 outs, he ended up hitting him on a 3-2 pitch, and so the Jays have him loaded now.
Yeah, that's what happens. Sometimes you get up in the count and you try and expand a little too much. You find yourself in a 2-2 count, then you got to make the pitch, and a 3-2 was not close. Artie Lewicki in for his 6th game. 14 2/3 innings, 12 strikeouts, 5 walks. And one of the things that Gardy, again, he's resting his bullpen. We looked at the pitching log earlier. Joe's really not available today at this juncture in the game with the lead. He's looking for these guys to come in these situations, Mario. I think he does it on purpose. He wants to see how they react, because ultimately that's what you got to have.
Well, it's going to be Devin Travis, and I think the point you brought up earlier about taking the long view as well and not overtaxing guys that have worked a lot, like Jimenez. They are loaded up with Blue Jays, and Travis looks at a strike. 0-1.
Well, 2 of the 3 runners. You got Smoke on a 1-out walk. Morales had a hit. Just a ground ball that got by second base, and then you hit batsman by Martin. So now you got to clean it up right here.
On the other edge, 0-2. Travis didn't like it.
That ball was outside, but ran just off the corner. That was good enough. Okay. See the tracker right here? Good frame by James.
It'll chopper to second base. Rodriguez to get him out of the inning. Nice job, Lewicki. Single 2 walks. They leave him loaded. Axford will come in now for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he was a trendsetter. He's the first guy, Gibby, that we've seen use the card.
That's the first. Nobody's done it. Can I have that car to take me to my car tonight?
Yes, we can arrange that. John Axford rides in and runs out to the mound.
Yeah, he's got to get his legs loose. But John Axford's started out with Milwaukee. Had a pretty good career. St. Louis, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Colorado, Oakland. He's been around now with Toronto's 10th Major League season from Simcoe, Ontario, and he's got good velocity. This is his 24th game this season. Good velocity, a breaking ball. It used to be pretty much all heat, high heat.
It'll be McCann to lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. Mack, then Jones, then Martin. 5-2. Tigers had the lead here in game 1 in this series. It's been a great homestand for the Tigers. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Axford a few years ago led the National League in saves. That was 2011. He had 46 of them with Milwaukee.
He had 24 the year before, 35 the year after. Those were his 3 biggies, Mario, and then kind of dropped off, had some problems.
And McCann watches one bounce to the backstop.
Used to throw upper 90s. Shane Green is up for the Tigers. He'll be coming into the 9th.
Well, the Tigers got 4 in the first, and they couldn't score until the Castellanos solo homer in the 7th. Cabrera making his return to the lineup tonight. One and 2 now on McCann. It seems, Gibby, like this is really a totally different team at home than they are on the road. Now the numbers bear that out, and I don't know why. Obviously it's easier to play at home, but Tigers now, if they hold on and win tonight, are 18-12 at home.
Well, like I said, every team generally plays better at home for the same reasons, but the Tigers this year have hit better when it counts.
McCann is caught looking, and it appears that he didn't like that call.
Balls looked, was it inside? It came in right on the corner, says the Fox tracker. Tell you another thing about it being at home, the crowds make a difference. When you're a little bit down, if the crowd gets going, does a wave or something, and you do something good, it makes a difference. Keeps the energy level up.
Jacoby's had a good night. 2-run triple, a single. He's also scored a run.
Everybody's smiling out there.
Jones, by the way, is 3rd in the American League in line drive rates, which I had no idea. Kevin Pillar is 1st, Castellanos is 2nd, then Jacoby's at about 30% line drive rates. Swing and a miss there, 1 and 2.
I believe line drives, a lot of those, a high percentage of those become hits. See the Granderson, Diaz, Hernandez, who Greeny will face.
Ball low.
Still got the velocity, 97 on that last pitch.
Fouled away.
Not far.
That ball was headed straight for you.
I had my hands out. Not that they're good for a baseball. Football, yes. But I was prepared to make the attempt. Prepared for Jacoby to get a single, steal second, score on a base hit.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Axford with a pair of strikeouts. Here is the upcoming matchup presented by Wallside Windows. We kind of briefly touched on this earlier. It's going to be Matthew Boyd and Jay Happ.
Jay Happ's been about the best, most consistent starter the Blue Jays have had. Matthew Boyd has been good for the Tigers. Had that little cramp, but he threw a good game last game. He'll be ready to go tomorrow. Two lefties.
Tigers Live begins at 3 tomorrow. There's a foul back out of play by Martin. Leones with a double. He has an RBI. Martin bumped down to 7th in the lineup here tonight by Ron Gardenhire with the lefty on the hill. I think Gardy has indicated he'll do that a little bit more with lefties out there. Candelario will get some leadoff reps.
So where do we think Candy will go? Will he go behind Victor or in front of Victor? I just guess somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably in front.
Remember, they started him down early in the year and he's moved up. That shows confidence from your skipper.
Oh, Martin was asked about being moved down in the lineup, and he said, I really don't care. I just want to hit. And that's an attitude that has been prevalent in the Tigers locker room this year. Just put him in the lineup.
Let me play.
Axford with the 1-2.
Pretty much all fastballs. He used to have more of a rolling. I think it was a knuckle curve. Never was consistent with it. Looks like he just tries to bounce it now. Get chase swings, and the fastball is the location pitch.
High pop up, shallow left field into foul ground. Going to have room, and Hernandez hauls it in. 1-2-3 inning, 9th inning coming up. Here comes the closer, Shane Green, trying to nail this one down.
This is a very cool scene tonight in Chicago. Danny Farquhar, the White Sox pitcher who sustained that brain hemorrhage during a game in April, was back on the field at Guaranteed Rate Field and surrounded by all of the hospital workers who worked a miracle to keep him living, and all of his teammates. He threw out the ceremonial first pitch tonight. So well done, Danny Farquhar. We hope you're back pitching for keeps in a game very soon. Meanwhile, Tigers are trying to hang on and win this one, and it's been a very nice mix of defense and just enough offense, and another solid enough start from Blaine Hardy. What have you loved about tonight's game?
I've loved the defense, and especially Iglesias and how he swung the bat, guys. He's been incredible at the shortstop position.
We'll talk about it in great detail on Tigers Live, and we'll carry the fireworks live as we always do on Friday nights. Immediately after the conclusion of this one, back we go to Mario and Gibby. Gentlemen.
All right, boys, thank you. It is last call time for the Jays here. It's 5-2 in favor of the Tigers, and Curtis Granderson leading things off is down 0-2. Shane Green has come on to try and get the final 3 outs. Granderson, Diaz, and Hernandez. Did he go? Yes. Granderson is out of there.
Great sequence right there. Started him away 2 pitches. Grandy's looking out, pounds him inside, just locks him. Look at, he's looking out. You tend to take it. Good location, good sequence, and Tigers have their first out of the night.
Numbers on Green.
13 for 16 on saves. 30 strikeouts, only 9 walks.
Little chopper left side of the infield for Candelario. 2 gone.
Two outs and 4 pitches. Good start. Greeny, like I said, he's thrown 3 out of the last 5. Joe Jimenez looked like he was down tonight. You get another quick out here, that would set up good for Greeny, being ready again for tomorrow. And the doubleheader now coming up on Monday. You got to be thinking about your bullpen there. That's why all the guys are going to pitch. Gardy has a real good understanding of that.
Strike called on Teoscar Hernandez.
5 pitches, 5 strikes.
Single, triple for Hernandez tonight. $22,192 at the ballpark tonight. Tigers have 11 hits in this game, 6 for the Jays. The 1-1. Blue Jays have had their chances late. They've stranded 8, many of them in the last couple of innings. Here's the 2-1. Way inside, 3-1 now on Hernandez. Two out, nobody on here in the 9th. Ooh, he had a rip in on his hands that time. 3-2. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a foul. Just got a piece of it. And again the 3-2. Drilled to center field on a line. It's going to drop. Base hit. 2-out single for Hernandez, his 3rd hit of the game.
That guy swings a good bat, doesn't he? He's got some pop and it puts the bat head on it.
And it'll keep it going now for Yangervis Solarte. Solarte is 0 for 4, has a double play ball mixed in there. That is the 7th hit of the game now for the Jays. Little chopper up the middle should do it. Iglesias tags the bag, and that is a Tigers victory. Now we send you to the Coliseum Studios. John Keating, Craig Monroe with Tigers Live postgame.
Mario, we're looking forward to this one. Another exciting win for the Tigers. Their 3rd straight, their 5th in 6 games, and the homestand just keeps rolling on. Jose Iglesias, a big part of this one. All the postgame reaction. And you might even hear from the Rally Goose before all is said and done. Tigers Live starts in a moment.